Now, a lot of our viewers are talking about what's going on right now in regard to the case of the Kenosha shooting suspect, as it is heating up in Wisconsin. So the alleged shooter, Kyle Rittenhouse, who is now 18 years old, is accused of killing 2 people and injuring a third during unrest last summer. Kyle took the stand earlier today in his own defense, and he broke down in tears. Take a look.
I was cornered from in front of me with Mr. Zeminski, and there were that's what I
time for our break anyway. You can just relax for a minute, sir. We're going to take a break about 10 minutes.
Tori, do you think this was a good move for the defense? Do you believe his tears? Some of our viewers think they're crocodile tears. Other of our viewers are writing in saying that they do indeed believe him.
I don't believe it was real, but I do believe it was a very good day for the defense. And if you are understanding, you don't normally put your witness on, your client on the stand. They did it first up. He looked like a very young 18-year-old. Again, he was 17 when he did it. They played that up. And it was clear that he was coached well, whether or not this was phony, to try and get a break or a recess from the judge at that exact moment. You want the jury to sit there after that act, whatever it was you want to call it, and sit there in silence and think, oh my God, was this small baby-faced kid really scared for his life? Because he has to justify shooting each time he shot a gun. They did a great job. A skillful prosecutor will come back in a cross-examination and say, that was the most phony act I have ever seen, and rip him apart. But that takes work, so it was an excellent day for the defense. I'm not saying I believe him. I'm saying excellent.
And the prosecution did. They did go back and say, so you believed that one of the victims, who is no longer here to defend themselves, you believe that when they held up the skateboard, that skateboard was going to be used as a weapon to kill you?
Yes.
And you'll have to watch the rest of the trial to find out. But Erica, what are you thinking?
I don't know how to make sense out of nonsense.
I agree.
And this is nonsensical to me. This boy didn't he have his mom drive him to this protest with a semi-automatic weapon ready to cause harm to people that were there? We saw the video.
The problem is that and I completely agree with you, by the way, but the defense, which is doing a very good job, is showing that each time someone either came with a skateboard, grabbed the end of his rifle, he felt enough threat of his life that he was justified in using lethal force.
So maybe don't bring a gun, though.
Well, and here's my thing, and I know the laws are different in each state.
Right.
But like, for instance, in Colorado, if someone came and threatened harm on my property, but they weren't in my home, and I shoot them, then I'm in a lot of trouble because they haven't actually trespassed into my home.
But in Florida,
I know people have feelings about what constitutes property, but I'm telling you right now, because I've had somebody on my property, that if I would have shot them, I would have been at fault because of where they were on my property, although they were technically in my home. So when I'm looking at something like this, I have so many questions as to when is an appropriate time to bring a lethal weapon,
if you have,
and where, and when can you say this is self-defense when you initiated the violence to begin with?
That's speculative. They're saying the other people, he was running to go get some help. He had a medical bag, they're saying, and saying, friendly, I'm a medic, knowing he knew CPR. He was like acting, this is all on him. So he's saying they initiated it, I didn't initiate it from their point of view. I will also say, if that state, Wisconsin, has open carry, you are perfectly legal to bring a weapon to a protest. That is part of bear arms and carry an open weapon. So if that state in Wisconsin has that, he hasn't broken a law yet. So I'm speaking just from the defense. It's going to take a skillful prosecutor to turn all 12 jurors. That's all I say.
Wow. Meanwhile, there's 2 people dead that can't even speak to defend themselves, and they're being maligned in court.
Absolutely.